There's something about starting a new year that makes you just want to sit down and reevaluate everything that you've been doing and decide if you want to continue on the path you're on or if you want to try something new. Hi, guys, it's April, and since it is now 2022, I decided that I was going to sit down and I was going to think about 2021 because things have happened. Now, each year I usually do a goals video for the year in which I set up my reading goals, my channel goals, and just overall goals of what I want to do with my life. Now, 2021 was a hard year for me. Mentally, I wasn't in the game the way I had been the previous 6 or so odd years. And it really showed. I set a reading goal at the beginning of the year for about 130 books, knowing based on previous years that I was going to hit it and maybe hit upwards to about 200 books. That didn't happen. About midway through the year, actually, I have it distinct in my memory. It was about mid-May when things just kind of took a turn in a direction I wasn't anticipating. Reading became something of an obligation, and I had to force myself to do it, and that really showed in my reading stats. I stopped recording what I was reading about at that point. So I don't even have spreadsheet information that I can show you because I don't want to go back through and fill out all of that information. I hit a wall of some sort, and I still haven't quite figured out what that mental block is. I hit 137 books, which is over my goal, but my reading year just wasn't what I wanted it to be. Compared to the past, it's my worst reading year since I've started doing these videos. It is the lowest amount of books I've read. It is the lowest amount of pages I read. And I don't even know if my page stats are correct because I stopped keeping track. And I don't think Goodreads has valid information all of the time. So, yes, about mid-May, things just went to pots. What I do know is that coming this year, 2022, I'm setting a really low reading goal. I'm setting 42 books. I am not going to be pressuring myself to create reading videos based on trends. I want to pick up books that call to me rather than what everybody is talking about. I'm hoping to find that joy that I always had when I'm reading something really exciting. I think what happened was I was picking up books because I was required to do reviews. Everyone was talking about them. I needed to make content based on those kind of books or with those books. And I wasn't enjoying it because I was doing it because I had to. It became almost like a school project. So when you get a book assigned to you and you have to read so many chapters and you have that group discussion and it's not always a book you're super excited about and so you go to Cliff Notes, that's where my mentality was at and I want to get out of that. I love the book clubs I'm in. I'm going to continue to do those book clubs because they get me outside of my comfort zone a lot of the times and reading books I normally don't read, which I do think is good. But outside of that, I'm not necessarily going to be wholly paying attention to what's going on with everybody else's reading life. I do have a few places and a few people that I love talking to about books and I love hearing what they're super excited about. But for a general populace, I want to pull back and not get sucked into the hype. I want to see a book that calls to me and makes me super excited. I want to find my next favorite book. And so I have to start picking up books that I know I'm going to enjoy, not books that are hip and popular and up and coming and all that kind of stuff. Because some of my favorite books are books that nobody talked about and are still very obscure to a lot of people. And I think I want to live in that realm. I think that's what I want to do. I do know with starting a collab channel with some of my friends that I will be picking up a lot more manga and comics, but I kind of want to keep that reading mentality in that case as well, I want to pick up things that I'm super excited about. I don't want to pick up everything because I feel like I need to talk about everything. I want to find the things I love so I can be really excited about talking about them. So, what does that mean for my channel? I still want to do book reviews, but they're going to be of books that have either really super excited me in some way, or they're books that I want to talk about for whatever reason. So those will definitely still be on my channel. I don't think I'm going to continue to do monthly wrap ups. I know those have very much fallen off the face of my channel starting about the middle of the year. I just trying to remember all that and forcing myself to be overly analytical about books that I wasn't super excited about in the first place. It just didn't work. So I'm going to step back from that. There's going to be more book reviews, but I think a majority of my channel is going to be more based on the creative side. So I'm going to do some more book crafty kind of things. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Some maybe cover art kind of stuff. Definitely going to continue to do my coloring, and maybe during my live streams and things like that, more generally talk about what I am currently reading for the week. And that'll be more of my weekly wrap up time where I can sit there and talk about maybe things that don't come up in book reviews and that kind of concept. For now, that's kind of where I'm going to be sitting with my channel. And as new ideas pop up, if maybe some book pours, maybe some more book defacings, I definitely am going to continue doing the Tell It Again book club, because I love doing that and talking about those kind of books. So I think that's something I still want to keep here. I'm always looking for ideas of what you guys want to see as well. So if there are types of videos that you really enjoy seeing from me, I would love to hear that. Talk to me. It's my favorite thing in the world. But that's where I'm sitting with my channel as of 2021 going into 2022. I'm going to kind of keep it a little looser and try not to put so much pressure on everything, because I am burning myself out. And I think it is showing on my creative end as well. I'm doing videos to do videos, and they just aren't being what I want them to be. They're not filling me with joy in the way I want them to fill me with joy. So here is me stating for 2022, I'm going to bring the joy back to this channel. That's what this is going to be. I'm not going to put goals or anything else on this channel. I'm going to have my 42 books that I want to hit, just because I want to keep myself constantly reading, but I'm not going to force myself to read certain kinds of books. I'm not going to force myself to read a certain kind of way. I'm not going to force my introverted self to be extroverted. There is growth, and then there's pushing it too far. So I'm going to come back to my beginning booktube self, where I just get inspired and excited about doing some kinds of videos. I do have a list of things already, which is so much more than I've had for the last 6 months of me just trying to limp along and figure out what the heck I'm doing. So there will be some things coming to this channel. There's a book pour I want to do. There is some bookshelf building that I want to do. There is some book defacings I want to do. I do have ideas for Christmas decoration for the end of the year, which I might record it early and then have it there for when that season comes around. So I'm thinking more of finding my passion. 2022 is for finding my passion, and I'm not going to track stats except for whatever Goodreads spits out. I am trying a new reading platform called the Story Graph, which reminds me a whole lot of the beginning days of Goodreads when things were still in beta and I was super excited about inputting stuff. So I'm trying that platform. It gives me some interesting stats on there as well. So for a while, I'll probably be using both platforms. I don't know if I'll ever be able to give up Goodreads because I know that's where a lot of book reviews and it's got a fuller database at this point. But I am going to be using both of those. I will link Storygraph down below in case you want to check it out yourself. Other than that, I don't have much more. I'm going to try and keep it light. I'm going to try to find a headspace that happy is what you make it, but I want to find a headspace that brings me joy. So, here is to 2022. Tell me down below if you have any specific goals or ideas of what you want this year to be. I would love to hear them. And of course, if you want to see more videos by me, subscribe down below, hit the bell, get all of those notifications, and I heart your beautiful faces.